In the cold glare of the factory, automated blades slice through carcasses with lightning speed, turning thousands of pigs into ribbons of belly, loin, and ribs measured to the millimeter. Then, with barely a pause, those crimson cuts are swept into colossal steel grinders, tumbling with salt and spices before streaming down conveyor belts to emerge as plump strings of sausages. This is the meeting point of cold precision and mass-market flavor, a closed loop that fuels millions of dinner tables around the world. Welcome to AgroWorks USA, where we reveal the hidden machinery behind the world's most extraordinary foods. Today we journey inside the industrial pork chain, tracing the path from tightly managed farms through high-tech slaughterhouses to the global sausage industry. It's a story of scale, efficiency, controversy, and the surprising ways technology reshapes what ends up on our plates. If you're fascinated by the secrets of modern agriculture and food production, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to AgroWorks USA, and ring the bell so you never miss what's coming next. The story of pigs begins more than 9,000 years ago, when early farmers in China and Anatolia first domesticated wild boars. From there, pigs traveled with human migrations and trade routes, becoming symbols of abundance in Europe, ritual food in Asia, and a cornerstone of rural economies everywhere. Over centuries, selective breeding transformed them from rugged foragers into today's highly efficient livestock, designed to reach market weight faster and yield more lean meat. That long history has scaled into a staggering global enterprise. Pork is now the most consumed meat on the planet, with annual production surpassing 110 million tons. China alone accounts for nearly half of this volume, sustaining a market that feeds over 1 billion people. The European Union, the United States, and Brazil follow as powerhouses in both production and export, supplying markets that stretch from Tokyo's ramen shops to Mexico's taco stands. In economic terms, the pork industry is valued at more than 300 billion USD, making it not just a source of protein, but one of the most strategic food sectors in the modern world. Industrial pig farming has transformed into an operation of staggering scale. Instead of scattered homesteads, today's mega farms can house over 100,000 pigs at once, arranged in long rows of sealed, climate-controlled barns. From the outside, they resemble aircraft hangars. Inside, every detail is automated. Feed drops through mechanized silos, water lines pulse on schedule, and ventilation fans hum to hold temperature at exactly 23 degrees, creating a uniform environment regardless of season or geography. Technology acts as both overseer and safeguard. RFID tags and cameras track individual pigs, recording weight gain, behavior, and even breathing patterns. AI systems flag anomalies early, preventing disease outbreaks that once wiped out entire herds. Nutrition is calibrated with corn, soy, and protein supplements to accelerate growth while reducing fat. Under this model, a pig reaches 120 kilograms in just 5 to 6 months, shaving months off traditional cycles and ensuring a predictable supply. Waste no longer sits idle in open pits. Most large farms channel it into biogas digesters, converting manure into renewable energy or organic fertilizer. Every step, from feeding to waste management, is engineered to maximize output and minimize loss. What emerges is not only more pork, but a highly standardized supply chain built to compete in the global meat economy. Do you believe that high-tech pig farms with automated feeding and climate control systems truly represent the future of global food security? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to follow AgroWorks USA. Behind the walls of industrial barns, the success of pig farming depends on two invisible forces: feed and genetics. Each pig consumes nearly 900 pounds of feed before reaching market weight, and every kernel is calculated. The diet is dominated by corn and soybeans, dense in energy and protein, blended with wheat, minerals, and amino acids. Automatic dispensers portion feed to the gram, while sensors measure how quickly it disappears. Any change in appetite can trigger alerts to farm managers, signaling potential illness long before symptoms appear. Genetics, meanwhile, has redefined what a pig looks like. Over decades, breeders have selected lines with faster growth, leaner muscle, and lower fat ratios. Modern breeds like Landrace, Yorkshire, and Duroc have become the global standard, prized for both yield and meat quality. Crossbreeding programs push efficiency even further. Today's pigs can convert just 2.53 pounds of feed into 1 pound of body weight, a rate unimaginable in traditional farming. AI-driven monitoring ties these elements together. Cameras scan for limping, coughing, or inactivity, while algorithms map growth curves for every animal in a herd of thousands. The result is a population engineered not by chance, but by science. Each pig bred and fed to deliver maximum output with minimum risk. When pigs reach the standard weight of 90 to 120 kilograms, their journey shifts from the barn to the slaughterhouse, a facility that blends speed with precision. The process begins with inspection and health checks, ensuring only animals fit for consumption enter the line. From here, they are humanely stunned, most often with carbon dioxide chambers or electric current, designed to render them unconscious within seconds. This step is critical, both ethically and for meat quality, as stress can compromise the final product. Once immobilized, the pigs are lifted by automated hooks and guided into the bleeding stage, where arteries are swiftly severed to drain blood completely, a step essential for preservation and hygiene. Next, the carcasses are immersed in scalding water or passed under mechanical deherring blades, stripping away bristles and leaving a clean surface. The disassembly line that follows is a marvel of engineering. Saws split carcasses into halves, robots guide cuts with millimeter accuracy, and workers in white coats verify quality at every checkpoint. Prime sections, loin, belly, ribs, are separated and stacked on chilled conveyors, while byproducts are sorted for other uses. In a single facility, thousands of pigs can be processed each day, transformed from living animals into standardized cuts ready for global distribution. Do you think stunning pigs with CO2 gas is a humane practice, or simply a way to keep the slaughter line running faster? Let us know your opinion in the comments. I'm really looking forward to hearing your feedback. From the cutting floor, prime cuts of pork are diverted into the sausage line, where raw meat is transformed into one of the world's most recognizable foods. Giant steel grinders reduce muscle and fat into a uniform paste, which is blended with salt, spices, and curing agents in carefully calibrated ratios. Automated paddles churn hundreds of pounds per batch, ensuring flavor and texture remain consistent across thousands of links. The seasoned mixture is loaded into hydraulic stuffers that push it into casings, either natural intestines or collagen tubes designed for uniformity. Coils of fresh sausages spill out in endless loops, then are twisted, cut, and aligned with machine precision. From here, the process branches. Some sausages are steamed or boiled, others smoked in towering chambers where aromatic wood smoke deepens their color and taste, while still others are sterilized for long shelf life. Finally, rows of sausages pass through vacuum sealing stations where plastic tightens around each link before barcodes and labels are applied. Packed into refrigerated crates, they enter the global cold chain. In modern plants, hundreds of tons of sausages roll off the belts daily. Industrial efficiency turning pork into a product that fills lunchboxes, fast food menus, and family dinners worldwide. Beyond the slaughter lines and conveyor belts, pork stands as the world's most consumed meat. More than 110 million tons are produced each year, generating a global market worth over $300 billion USD. China alone accounts for nearly half of that volume, while the United States, European Union, and Brazil remain dominant producers and exporters. Within this vast industry, sausages have become a powerhouse segment. Valued for convenience and affordability, the global sausage market is expected to surpass $90 billion USD in the coming years. In the United States, pork exports total around 2.7 million tons annually, worth over $8 billion, and a rising share of that comes from processed products like sausages, bacon, and ham. Behind these figures are multinational giants such as WH Group in China, Smithfield Foods in the US, and Danish Crown in Europe. Their vertically integrated operations oversee everything from feed mills to frozen packaging lines, ensuring efficiency at massive scale. For consumers, a sausage may simply be breakfast. For the industry, it is a symbol of how technology and global trade transform pigs into one of the most profitable food commodities on the planet. When shopping, do you usually buy more fresh pork or processed products like sausages and bacon? And why? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep exploring with AgroWorks USA. Behind the vast efficiency of industrial pig farming lies an ethical dilemma. In many high-density systems, pigs live in confined stalls where their movements are limited, conditions that boost weight gain but restrict natural instincts like rooting in soil or roaming freely. At slaughter, pigs are often stunned with CO2 or electricity, methods designed to be humane, yet still criticized for causing distress in an animal's final moments. These concerns have reshaped consumer expectations. Labels such as antibiotic-free, crate-free, or humanely raised are no longer fringe. They are mainstream in Europe and North America. The EU has banned gestation crates in several countries, while US states like California require expanded living space for sows, forcing costly adaptations by producers. For the industry, ethical demands bring both pressure and opportunity. While higher welfare standards may reduce short-term efficiency, they open premium markets where compassion and trust become part of the product's value. Industrial pig farming doesn't just reshape the food supply, it leaves a powerful footprint on the planet and society. Vast herds produce enormous volumes of manure, releasing methane and nitrous oxide, two greenhouse gases far more potent than carbon dioxide. Runoff from poorly managed waste lagoons can pollute rivers and groundwater, sparking debates over rural water safety. Modern farms are adopting biogas digesters to capture methane for electricity, turning a liability into renewable energy, while manure is increasingly processed into organic fertilizer for crops. Socially, the pork industry sustains millions of jobs worldwide, from farmers and veterinarians to factory workers and logistics networks. Yet the concentration of mega farms often disrupts smallholders, fueling inequality between global agribusiness giants and traditional family farms. Communities living near industrial operations also report concerns about odors, health risks, and declining property values. Thus, pork remains both an economic lifeline and a source of tension, forcing societies to question how to balance growth with environmental justice. From the controlled silence of factory farms to the rhythmic pulse of conveyor belts, pork's journey is one of scale, precision, and transformation. Millions of pigs each year become neatly cut fillies, smoky bacon, or endless sausages, feeding families and powering global trade worth hundreds of billions. Yet behind this abundance lies a challenge: balancing efficiency with welfare, growth with sustainability, and technology with ethics. Pork is not just meat, it is a mirror of our choices, reflecting how we value food, animals, and the planet itself. The question remains, can the sausage on your plate truly be both efficient and humane? If this story intrigued you, remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more from AgroWorks USA. Across the United States, more than 63,000 pig farms form an industrial web where technology turns livestock into a nonstop production engine. At the end of this cycle, over 100 pigs are slaughtered every single hour, enough to fill an entire stadium in just half a day. Welcome to AgriWorks USA. In this episode, we pull back the curtain on modern pig farming, an industry that feeds millions, shapes global trade, and raises pressing questions about technology, ethics, and the future of food. From high-tech barns equipped with automated feeding and climate control systems, to massive processing plants where pork becomes bacon and sausages for families worldwide, every step of the journey reflects a delicate balance between efficiency and humanity. Stay with us as we trace the pig's journey from farm to factory to your dinner table, and discover how this animal became both an economic powerhouse and a cultural staple. And if you enjoy uncovering these hidden stories of our food, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to follow more with AgriWorks USA. Pork is the world's most consumed meat, with annual production exceeding 110 million tons, nearly half of it coming from China, the undisputed giant of the industry. The European Union follows with around 140 million pigs, while the United States ranks third, producing over 27 million tons of pork each year and contributing nearly $57 billion to GDP. Globally, more than 960 million pigs are raised at any given time, making swine production one of the most significant pillars of modern agriculture. Within the U.S., the heart of pig farming beats strongest in the Midwest. Iowa alone maintains about 23.4 million pigs across 5,400 farms, surpassing the state's human population nearly sevenfold. Minnesota holds the second spot with nearly 9 million pigs, followed by North Carolina at around 8 million. These concentrations are no accident. The proximity to grain belts ensures a steady supply of corn and soybeans, with the industry consuming 97 million tons of corn and 38 million tons of soybeans annually. This geographic clustering has transformed entire states into pork powerhouses, where farms, feed mills, and processing plants operate in a tightly linked ecosystem, feeding both domestic and export markets. Industrial pig farming relies on a few highly optimized breeds, most notably Yorkshire, Duroc, Chester White, and Berkshire. Among them, Yorkshire dominates in the U.S. because of its adaptability, rapid growth, and strong reproductive traits. Biologically, pigs are remarkably efficient. They reach market weight of 90 to 120 kilograms in just 5 to 6 months. Breeding sows weighing around 250 pounds can produce 2 litters per year, each averaging 10 to 15 piglets. This adds up to more than 115 million piglets born annually in the U.S., though about 1.5% die shortly after birth, making early life care and survival critical priorities. Piglets spend their first 3 to 4 weeks feeding exclusively on mother's milk before transitioning to high-protein rations designed to boost growth and immunity. Vaccinations and biosecurity systems shield herds from threats like PRRS and swine flu. Increasingly, farms deploy AI monitoring to track feeding and health patterns, reducing losses and improving reproductive efficiency. Breed selection and reproductive control thus form the engine of large-scale pig production, ensuring a steady flow into the processing chain. Do you think artificial insemination in pig farming is ethical? If you agree, drop a yes in the comments, or share your own thoughts below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss any of AgriWorks USA's deep dives into the hidden world of agriculture. Behind every cut of pork lies a finely tuned cycle of nutrition and growth. Each year, American pig farms consume nearly 97 million tons of corn and 38 million tons of soybeans, blended with wheat, vitamins, and minerals to create balanced feed formulas. These rations are designed not just to fill the stomach, but to push growth toward lean muscle, reduce fat, and deliver consistent quality cuts. The journey begins with newborn piglets nursing on sow milk for about 3 weeks, gaining antibodies crucial for survival. After weaning, they transition to protein-rich starter feeds that build bone and muscle. Once pigs reach 40-50 pounds, their diets shift to high-energy blends tailored to rapid fattening. Automated feeders dispense 5 to 6 pounds per pig daily, while climate-controlled barns ensure steady temperatures and minimize disease risks. By 6 to 8 months, most pigs weigh 200-280 pounds ready for processing. In contrast, traditional systems often required 10 or 12 months to achieve similar weights with greater feed input. This compression of time reflects the essence of industrial farming, synchronizing genetics, diet, and environment to create a production engine capable of raising millions of pigs with near-mechanical precision. Step inside a modern American pig farm, and the image is closer to a factory than a pasture. Here, thousands of animals are housed in climate-controlled barns, where temperature, humidity, and airflow are adjusted automatically to optimize comfort and reduce stress. Each pen is equipped with smart sensors tracking weight gain, feed intake, and health indicators, feeding data directly into central systems. Farms vary in scale, but some complexes raise hundreds of thousands of pigs at once, divided into stages: breeding, farrowing, nursery, and finishing. Breeding sows, often housed in group pens due to welfare reforms, produce up to 30 piglets annually. The piglets are moved to nurseries until weaning, then transferred to finishing barns where diets and environments are tightly managed to maximize growth. Waste management is equally industrial. Manure lagoons capture effluent, which is processed into biogas or fertilizer for surrounding corn and soybean fields. Labor has shifted from manual care to system supervision. Farmers now monitor herds through computer dashboards rather than daily physical checks. The result is a machine-like rhythm, where life cycles are synchronized, productivity is maximized, and efficiency defines the future of pork production. Do you believe smart barns are the future of farming? Share your opinion in the comments. I'm really curious to know what you think. Once pigs reach market weight, they enter a supply chain where slaughterhouses operate with clockwork precision. Upon arrival, animals undergo inspection and are rendered unconscious, typically by CO2 stunning or electric shock, methods designed to minimize suffering while keeping lines moving. Inside the facility, speed defines the process. Each hour, over 1,100 pigs are slaughtered across the U.S. Carcasses are bled, de-haired in scalding tanks, and cleaned before automated saws divide them into primal cuts: loin, belly, ribs, and hams. Every step is tracked by scanners to ensure traceability and food safety. From here, much of the pork moves to further processing plants. Meat is ground, blended with salt, spices, and curing agents, then pushed through industrial mixers and steel grinders. Automated stuffers fill natural or collagen casings, forming uniform sausages that travel down conveyor belts towards smoking chambers or steam ovens. Bacon follows a similar journey. Pork bellies are cured, smoked, and sliced to exact thickness before packaging. The chain ends with vacuum-sealed packs in cold storage, ready to supply supermarkets worldwide. What begins as livestock in barns is transformed into mass-produced staples: sausages, bacon, and ham, integrating technology with culinary tradition on a global scale. Pork stands as the world's most consumed meat and a cornerstone of the U.S. farm economy. Each year, American producers raise over 72 million pigs, with pork adding nearly $57 billion to national GDP. Exports are vital. In 2023, the U.S. shipped about 2.7 million tons, worth more than $8 billion, primarily to Mexico, Japan, and China. Beyond fresh cuts, processed products like sausages, bacon, and ham have become growth drivers. meeting the global demand for convenience foods. Industry giants such as Smithfield Foods, WH Group, and Danish Crown dominate supply chains, transforming pork from barns into international retail staples. Shifting consumer preferences are reshaping the market. Labels such as antibiotic-free, organic, and crate-free are no longer niche but mainstream, creating both cost pressures and premium opportunities. Meanwhile, global shocks, like outbreaks of African swine fever, have disrupted supply, often boosting U.S. exports. In short, pork is not just food, but a strategic commodity, binding farms, trade, and economies across the world. Do you think processed products like sausages and bacon represent the future of pork? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get more insights from AgriWorks USA, where we uncover the real stories behind your food. Industrial pig farming delivers unmatched efficiency, but it also exposes deep ethical concerns. In many facilities, pigs spend their lives in narrow crates or crowded pens, unable to roam or root naturally. Slaughter methods such as CO2 stunning or electric shock are designed as humane, yet critics argue they still cause stress and fear. This debate has reshaped consumer demand. Labels like crate-free, antibiotic-free, and humane certified are now mainstream, especially in Europe and U.S. states like California, where laws mandate more space for breeding cells. Producers face a trade-off. Meeting these higher standards increases costs but also opens access to premium markets where ethics drive purchasing decisions. The challenge ahead is stark. As consumers tie welfare to trust, the pork industry's legitimacy will depend not only on volume and efficiency, but also on its willingness to balance productivity with compassion. Industrial pig farming carries a heavy environmental cost. Each animal generates significant manure, releasing methane and nitrous oxide, powerful greenhouse gases that intensify climate change. Runoff from large farms can contaminate rivers and groundwater, sparking public concern over pollution and health risks. To address this, some producers invest in biogas systems that convert waste into renewable energy, while others recycle manure into fertilizer for corn and soy. On the social side, the pork industry underpins rural economies. In the U.S., it sustains over 500,000 jobs, from feed mills and farms to slaughterhouses and exporters. Yet nearby communities often bear the burden of odor, waste, and land use disputes, fueling debates about fairness and responsibility. The challenge ahead is clear. For pork to remain a global staple, the industry must reconcile its economic role with urgent demands for cleaner, more sustainable practices that protect both people and planet. From the vast barns of industrial pig farms to the gleaming factory lines where meat transforms into sausages and bacon, we've seen how pork powers both plates and economies. But as technology drives efficiency, society now asks harder questions about ethics, sustainability, and the true cost of cheap meat. At AgriWorks USA, we believe food is more than just production. It's culture, responsibility, and the future we all share. So I want to hear from you. Do you think industrial sausages can ever become truly sustainable and humane? If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss the next untold story of global food. Every day in the United States, hundreds of thousands of pigs step onto slaughter lines. In just a few minutes, life becomes crimson cuts of meat, adding to a staggering total of more than 120 million pigs processed each year, a scale that makes America's pork industry one of the most powerful food machines on the planet. Welcome to AgroWorks USA. In this episode, we take you deep inside that machine. From the vast industrial barns where pigs are born and raised, to the automated systems that feed, water, and monitor them around the clock. We'll reveal how modern farms use advanced genetics, strict disease control, and data-driven nutrition to maximize both growth and efficiency. Then we'll step inside the slaughterhouse, where laser-guided cutters, conveyor belts, and cold chain packaging transform livestock into products ready for kitchens from Tokyo to Mexico City. This is more than farming. It's the story of scale, precision, and the global economy built on pork. Join us on this journey, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to discover more hidden worlds of food with AgroWorks USA. Across the United States, pig farming has evolved into one of the most industrialized forms of agriculture, an operation where millions of animals are managed with the precision of a supply chain. At any given time, the U.S. maintains a herd of more than 70 million pigs, ranking among the top 3 pork producers worldwide. Iowa alone raises close to 1/3 of the nation's pigs, while Minnesota, North Carolina, Illinois, and Indiana form additional pillars of production, together creating a backbone for both domestic consumption and international trade. Most modern farms operate on a closed, large-scale model, housing thousands, or in some cases, tens of thousands, of pigs inside climate-controlled barns. Within these environments, temperature, airflow, and lighting are carefully engineered to optimize growth and reduce disease outbreaks. Facilities are divided into specialized phases: breeding, farrowing for piglets, growing, and finishing. Each stage designed for maximum efficiency and strict biosecurity. Although small family farms persist, the sector is now dominated by vertically integrated corporations that control genetics, feed, and slaughterhouses. This concentration guarantees uniformity and export power, but it also raises questions about sustainability, corporate dominance, and the survival of independent farmers. Feeding America's pigs is both a science and a balancing act of cost, growth, and quality. At the core of their diet lies corn and soybean meal, crops grown abundantly across the Midwest. These staples are mixed with protein supplements, vitamins, and minerals to create a precise formula that promotes rapid weight gain and lean muscle. In some systems, byproducts from the food and ethanol industries are added, turning waste streams into valuable feed. Automation plays a critical role. Modern barns use computer-controlled systems that dispense feed and water on schedule, ensuring every animal receives the exact ration needed. This precision reduces waste and keeps growth consistent across thousands of pigs. Yet challenges remain. Feed accounts for 60–70% of total production costs, tying farmers to global grain markets and price volatility. A spike in corn or soybean prices can ripple through the industry, raising pork costs worldwide. In this way, each pork chop on a plate carries not only calories, but also the weight of global agriculture and economics. Do you know that 60–70% of the cost of raising pigs comes from feed? Does that number surprise you? And do you think a diet of corn and soybeans alone is enough to produce high-quality pork? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to AgroWorks USA for more stories like this. Behind the walls of America's pig barns, health and reproduction are managed with the precision of a laboratory. Disease prevention is a constant priority. Pigs are routinely vaccinated against illnesses such as swine influenza and foot and mouth disease, while strict biosecurity protocols, from disinfected boots to air filtration, aim to keep deadly threats like African swine fever out of U.S. herds. Reproduction itself is highly engineered. Artificial insemination accounts for more than 90% of breeding, allowing producers to select genetics that favor fast growth, lean meat, and feed efficiency. Sows are housed in specialized facilities where temperature, humidity, and even lighting are adjusted to optimize fertility and piglet survival. Once piglets are born, heat lamps and infrared bulbs keep them warm in their first fragile days. Increasingly, sensors and IoT devices monitor not only barn conditions, but also the pigs themselves, tracking movement, feeding behavior, and weight gain. This marriage of biology and technology delivers efficiency on a massive scale, but it also underscores how far pig farming has moved from the rhythms of nature. Once pigs reach market weight, around 280 pounds, they leave the farm and enter one of America's massive slaughter facilities, where efficiency meets cold precision. The process begins with stunning, typically through CO2 chambers or electrical current, designed to render the animals unconscious before processing. From there, the line moves swiftly. Pigs are bled, dehaired, and eviscerated in a matter of minutes. Their bodies transform from living creatures into uniform carcasses gliding down stainless steel rails. Technology drives every step. Automated knives, hydraulic saws, and robotic cutters perform tasks once done by hand, while cameras and AI systems scan carcasses to ensure quality and identify defects. Food safety is safeguarded by the HACCP system and constant USDA inspection, making sure every cut meets strict health standards. In plants that can process up to 20,000 pigs per day, speed is everything. Yet so is consistency. What emerges at the end of the line is not just meat, but the product of an industrial ballet choreographed down to the second. Do you believe CO2 stunning is truly more humane than other methods? And if you had the chance to tour a modern slaughterhouse, would you be brave enough to go inside? Let us know in the comments. I'd really love to hear your perspective. From the slaughter line, pork enters the final stage of its industrial journey: packaging and distribution. Carcasses are broken down into primal and retail cuts, then sealed using vacuum packaging or modified atmosphere systems that extend shelf life and preserve freshness. Each package is tagged with a traceable code or QR label, linking it back to the farm, barn, and batch where the pig was raised, an assurance demanded by both regulators and global buyers. Cold storage is the backbone of this system. Pork is rapidly chilled to below 40 degrees, then moved through an unbroken cold chain that stretches from U.S. processing plants to supermarket shelves in Asia, Europe, and Latin America. The scale is staggering. America exports pork to over 100 countries, accounting for 15% of global trade. But packaging is more than preservation, it's branding. Whether it's a vacuum-sealed loin bound for Tokyo or bacon destined for a Midwestern diner, each cut represents not only protein, but also America's promise of consistency, safety, and efficiency delivered across oceans. Pork in the United States is more than food. It's a business worth over $20 billion annually. Roughly a quarter of all pork produced is exported, with China, Mexico, Japan, and South Korea ranking among the top buyers. This global demand stabilizes farm incomes at home, while also tying U.S. producers to the shifting tides of international trade disputes and tariffs. Domestically, pork remains the second most consumed meat after chicken, with bacon, ham, and sausages deeply woven into American food culture. The industry thrives on its reputation for consistency and safety, a result of USDA oversight and decades of refining standardized production. Yet consumer preferences are evolving. More shoppers are seeking organic, antibiotic-free, or humanely raised labels, pushing producers to adapt while still keeping prices competitive. Competition is fierce. Low-cost producers from Brazil and Europe challenge U.S. dominance, while rising feed and energy costs squeeze profit margins. In the end, every cut of pork represents a delicate balance between economics, efficiency, and consumer trust. Do you think organic pork is worth paying more for? And will no antibiotic pork become the global standard within the next 10 years? We'd love to hear your opinion in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay connected with AgroWorks USA, where we uncover the real stories behind your food. Behind the efficiency of America's pork industry lies a heavier cost: its environmental footprint. Modern barns house thousands of pigs under one roof, generating immense volumes of manure and wastewater. Some of this is recycled as fertilizer or turned into biogas. Yet mismanagement can pollute rivers, overload soils with nitrogen, and release greenhouse gases like methane and nitrous oxide. In states such as North Carolina, open waste lagoons have triggered lawsuits and community protests over odor, air, and water quality. Economically, sustainability comes at a steep price. Farmers must invest in stricter waste management systems, renewable energy, and environmental compliance, while also battling volatile global grain markets. Feed alone accounts for 60–70% of production costs, leaving producers exposed to price swings far beyond their control. The result is clear. The true cost of pork stretches far past the supermarket shelf, reflecting hidden trade-offs between profit, pollution, and responsibility. Beyond economics and the environment, America's pork industry faces growing ethical scrutiny. In industrial barns, pigs often spend their lives in crowded pens or gestation crates with little freedom of movement. Conditions critics say cause stress and compromise welfare. These realities fuel debate over whether efficiency can truly justify such trade-offs. Meanwhile, consumer expectations are shifting. More shoppers demand pork labeled antibiotic-free, organic, or humanely raised. In response, restaurants and major retailers have pledged to phase out controversial practices, pressuring producers to meet higher welfare standards. Though costlier to maintain, these systems grant access to premium markets and align with a cultural trend where food reflects not only taste, but also values. Ultimately, the ethical dimension of pig farming reveals a society wrestling with choices: mass-produced abundance versus humane, sustainable methods. Each strip of bacon is no longer just a meal, it's a mirror of the priorities consumers embrace. From the cornfields of Iowa to the supermarket shelves of Tokyo, American pork tells a story of scale, technology, and controversy. It is the product of industrial precision, millions of pigs raised, processed, and shipped with efficiency unmatched anywhere else. Yet behind this achievement lie difficult questions: the burden of waste on rivers, the volatility of feed costs, and the ethical debate over raising animals in confinement. For consumers, every cut of pork carries meaning beyond taste. It reflects choices about economy, environment, and morality, choices shaping the future of global food. So what do you think? Should efficiency outweigh welfare, or can a better balance be struck? Share your thoughts and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more from AgroWorks USA. From the cold glare of industrial pig farms to the damp, shadowy stillness of Italy's centuries-old stone cellars, every salami undertakes a journey that is as much about patience as it is about flavor. For weeks, even months, meat and fat are transformed by salt, spices, and thyme, until the moment arrives when a single slice can be worth as much as $300 per kilo. It is not simply food, but a cut of history, a fragment of culture, and a living testament to craftsmanship refined over generations. Welcome to AgriWorks USA, where we reveal the hidden stories behind the world's most extraordinary foods. In this episode, we take you deep inside the Italian salami tradition, an art form that combines science, heritage, and human devotion. From the precision of balancing lean pork with pure white fat to the silent miracle of fermentation and aging, every stage is a chapter in a much larger story. So join us on this journey, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to continue exploring the untold stories of food with AgriWorks USA. From the cold glare of industrial pig farms to the damp, shadowy stillness of Italy's centuries-old stone cellars, every salami undertakes a journey that is as much about patience as it is about flavor. For weeks, even months, meat and fat are transformed by salt, spices, and thyme, until the moment arrives when a single slice can be worth as much as $300 per kilo. It is not simply food, but a cut of history, a fragment of culture, and a living testament to craftsmanship refined over generations. Welcome to AgriWorks USA, where we reveal the hidden stories behind the world's most extraordinary foods. In this episode, we take you deep inside the Italian salami tradition, an art form that combines science, heritage, and human devotion. From the precision of balancing lean pork with pure white fat to the silent miracle of fermentation and aging, every stage is a chapter in a much larger story. So join us on this journey, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to continue exploring the untold stories of food with AgriWorks USA. Every great salami begins long before the spices in the cellars. It starts on the farm. Across Italy and in modern facilities around the world, pigs are raised with care and precision to achieve the perfect balance of lean muscle and creamy fat. Farmers understand that without the right animals, the flavor will never reach its full potential. The goal is always the same: meat firm enough to hold structure, yet marbled with fat that melts slowly during curing and leaves that unmistakable richness on the tongue. Traditionally, Italian families viewed their pigs as more than livestock. They were woven into the seasonal rhythm of life. Each winter, when the air turned sharp and frosty, communities gathered for the annual La Maialata, a ritual of butchering pigs and preparing salami for the year ahead. It was not merely labor, it was a festival of endurance and joy, with neighbors working side by side, music filling the air, and tables set with food and wine. The pig became a symbol of security, sustenance, and shared culture. Today's farms may be larger, cleaner, and far more automated, but the philosophy at their core remains the same. Healthy pigs raised in respectful conditions yield meat worthy of transformation. Whether tended in a rustic village pen or monitored in a modern industrial complex, the journey of salami always begins with reverence for the animal. Only with this foundation of respect, care, and patience can a humble cut of pork become a delicacy celebrated across the world. Do you think industrial salami still carries the soul of the traditional farm? If you had the choice, would you rather taste salami made from industrially raised pigs or from small-scale traditional farms? Share your thoughts with me in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to follow AgriWorks USA. When pigs leave the farm, their next chapter unfolds in the cutting hall, where precision and tradition converge. Modern factories employ automated saws and even 3D scanning to divide carcasses with mechanical accuracy. But the heart of salami still depends on the butcher's eye and hand. Here, only the firmest shoulder cuts and the purest, creamy back fat are chosen, ingredients that will define the character of every slice. Italians have long believed that the soul of salami lies in this balance. Too little fat, and the sausage becomes dry and harsh. Too much, and it feels heavy and greasy. Generations of artisans learned to strike this harmony, passing down their knowledge like a guarded family heirloom. In centuries past, this moment was almost ceremonial. Villagers gathered in courtyards, sharing food and songs, as the best cuts were set aside for salami. Today, the setting may be a high-tech facility, but the principle is unchanged. Respect the animal, honor the craft, and select only the finest meat and fat to begin the journey. The soul of salami begins with balance. Roughly 70% lean pork blended with 30% pure back fat. At first glance, this ratio seems simple, yet in reality, it is a fragile art. Lean meat provides structure and body, while fat contributes richness and the silky mouthfeel that makes salami unforgettable. Too much lean, and the sausage becomes dry and rigid. Too much fat, and it turns heavy and greasy. Italian butchers call this harmony il cuore della carne, the heart of the meat. For centuries, masters have trusted not in scales or formulas, but in their senses, sight, touch, and intuition, passing down the craft like a secret language from one generation to the next. Still, meat and fat alone cannot tell the whole story. Flavor is born in seasoning, and in this realm, every region of Italy speaks in its own voice. Tuscany perfumes its salami with fennel seeds, Calabria ignites it with fiery peperoncino, while Lombardy offers a smoother, sweeter Milano style. These recipes are rarely written down, preserved instead as family treasures, whispered across centuries from grandfather to grandson, mother to daughter. When balance finally meets spice, something remarkable happens. Humble pork is transformed into a cultural emblem. Each slice of salami becomes more than food. It becomes a passport, carrying with it the history of its region, the geography of its land, and the enduring soul of Italy. Do you agree that seasoning is the true signature of each region? Which regional salami have you tried before? Share your experiences with me in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Once the meat mixture is sealed into casings, salami enters a world ruled by silence, microbes, and time. In temperature and humidity-controlled chambers, lactic acid bacteria awaken, feeding on natural sugars and lowering the pH. This quiet fermentation, lasting 2 to 3 days, is what makes salami both safe to eat and distinctively tangy. Some producers rely on selected cultures for consistency, while traditional artisans allow wild bacteria from their cellars to guide the process, imprinting each salami with the unique character of its region. But fermentation is only the beginning. The sausages are then moved into cool, slow-aging rooms, where they may hang for weeks or even a full year. Here, moisture gradually evaporates, flavors intensify, and texture firms. A snowy bloom of penicillium mold often coats the casing, acting as both guardian and perfumer, locking in aroma while protecting the meat. Italians call this stage the patience of flavor. Each day in the cellar adds nuance, nutty, earthy, almost wine-like notes that cannot be rushed. From invisible bacteria to the steady passage of time, salami becomes more than preserved pork. It becomes a living artifact, carrying the mark of both nature and culture in every slice. When salami reaches its peak maturity, the journey turns to its final step, packaging and distribution. Each sausage is inspected with care, tapped to ensure it has dried evenly, and examined for the delicate white mold that signals proper fermentation. Excess mold may be gently brushed away, while some artisanal varieties are left untouched, celebrated for their rustic authenticity. For traditional markets, whole salamis are wrapped in paper or cloth, carrying forward an old-world charm. In large-scale production, however, automated slicers cut them into uniform rounds, arranged neatly in trays. Vacuum sealing or modified atmosphere packaging locks in freshness, ensuring the flavor and texture remain intact for weeks. Every package bears labels with origin, batch numbers, and certifications, allowing consumers to trace each slice back to its source. From there, the products enter refrigerated trucks bound for local shops, gourmet delis, or export hubs serving distant markets. Whether stacked in Milanese food halls or displayed on supermarket shelves in New York or Tokyo, each package tells the same story: meat, salt, time, and tradition transformed into a delicacy. In every sealed tray or rustic wrap lies the essence of Italy, ready to be shared with the world. Behind every slice of salami lies not only history and craft, but also an industry of staggering scale. Today, global production surpasses 7 million tons each year, fueling a market worth tens of billions of dollars. In Italy alone, more than 300,000 tons are produced annually, generating billions of euros in revenue and supporting thousands of farms, factories, and artisan workshops. For many rural communities, salami remains both a livelihood and a cultural export. The product itself is as diverse as the regions that create it. At the everyday level, supermarket shelves offer pre-sliced packs sealed in modified atmosphere packaging, ready for sandwiches and pizzas. At the other extreme are artisanal specialties like Iberico salami from Spain, crafted from acorn-fed black pigs, fetching $250 to $300 per kilo. Between these poles lies a wide spectrum: fennel-rich Tuscan Finocchiona, fiery Calabrian varieties, delicate Milano salami, and countless local interpretations. Beyond Europe, demand continues to grow in the United States, Japan, and across Asia, where salami is celebrated as a symbol of European quality and indulgence. Each package sold carries more than flavor. It represents centuries of tradition woven into a modern global economy, proving that salami is not just food, but a thriving cultural commodity. In your opinion, does salami hold its value because of flavor, history, or the prestige of the Italian name? And if you traveled to Italy, would you be willing to pay for a handcrafted salami? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this information valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to keep exploring with AgroWorks USA. Salami is far more than a cured sausage. It is the flavor of patience, the voice of tradition, and the mark of centuries-old craftsmanship. From the farm where pigs are raised, to the spice blends guarded like family secrets, to the silent months of fermentation and aging, every step is a tribute to both science and culture. Each slice is a reminder that food can be history on a plate, carrying stories of survival, celebration, and community. So the next time you taste salami, remember, you are tasting time itself distilled into flavor. Which kind do you prefer? An artisanal treasure aged in stone cellars, or a modern variety crafted by high technology? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to explore more untold food journeys with AgroWorks USA. From the lush green pastures of Australia to over 20,000 pounds of smoky bacon, leaving the factory in just 1 week. This is the journey that uncovers the billion-dollar secret of pig farming and pork processing, starting with pigs raised under exceptional care. Welcome back to AgroWorks USA, where we bring you the most captivating stories in modern agriculture, livestock, and large-scale food production. Today, we'll take you inside one of Australia's most profitable agricultural sectors, transforming humble pig farms into global suppliers of premium pork and bacon. You'll see how farmers choose the best breeds, provide specialized care, and harness advanced processing technology to create mouth-watering bacon for markets worldwide. Along the way, we'll reveal the economic forces and production strategies that make this industry a giant on the world stage. If you love exploring the hidden side of farming innovation, like this video, subscribe to AgroWorks USA, and ring the bell to never miss our next deep dive. Australia's pig industry is a highly organized, multi-billion-dollar powerhouse, producing over 5 million pigs each year. These animals supply both premium domestic markets and high-value export destinations like Singapore, Japan, and Hong Kong. Farms range from small family-owned properties to vast complexes, housing tens of thousands of pigs in climate-controlled facilities. These environments protect the animals from the harsh extremes of scorching summers and cold winters. The process begins long before the pigs reach market size. Farmers carefully select breeds for meat marbling, growth efficiency, and adaptability to Australia's diverse climates. This genetic foundation shapes both flavor and productivity. In specialized farrowing units, piglets are born into conditions where temperature, humidity, and hygiene are tightly regulated. These measures boost survival rates and ensure strong, healthy development from day one. Every step at this early stage is backed by elite genetics, strict biosecurity, and constant veterinary oversight. It's not just about animal welfare. This meticulous foundation drives consistent quality, higher yields, and flavors that make Australian pork competitive on the global stage. Modern Australian pig farms are designed like precision-engineered facilities, where every detail is tailored for animal comfort and production efficiency. Climate-controlled housing ensures pigs remain in the optimal temperature range year-round, regardless of the extreme weather outside. Ventilation systems regulate airflow and humidity, reducing respiratory problems and creating a consistently healthy environment. Floors are often slatted for easy waste removal, keeping pens cleaner and minimizing disease risk. Feeding is fully automated in many large-scale operations. Computerized systems dispense exact portions based on each pig's age, weight, and nutritional requirements. This precision feeding not only improves growth rates, but also reduces feed waste, the single largest cost in pig farming. Advanced monitoring technology plays a crucial role. RFID tags and weight sensors track each animal's progress in real time, allowing farmers to quickly detect and address any health or growth issues. Together, these systems form a tightly integrated network, turning pig farming into a data-driven enterprise. The result is healthier animals, consistent meat quality, and production efficiency that keeps Australia's pork industry competitive in global markets. Before we dive into the next part, hit the like button if you believe modern barns significantly impact pig health, or share with me other breeding methods you know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to follow AgroWorks USA. Feeding pigs in Australia is a science rooted in precision nutrition and animal health management. Farmers carefully balance diets of grains, protein supplements, and essential vitamins to support steady growth and improve meat quality. Feed mills often operate on site, providing fresh and tailored rations appropriate for each growth stage. From the earliest weeks, veterinary teams conduct regular health monitoring, including vaccinations and parasite control, to prevent disease and ensure animal well-being. Early illness detection is vital, as any sickness can slow growth and affect overall pork quality. As pigs near finishing, their diets adjust to higher energy feeds designed to optimize the fat-to-muscle ratio, a key factor in the tenderness and flavor characteristic of Australian pork. Automated feeding systems deliver precise daily portions, enhancing feed efficiency and weight gain. Biosecurity is strictly enforced, limiting visitors and maintaining rigorous hygiene to protect herds from disease outbreaks. Providing clean water, minimizing stress, and maintaining quiet environments also support healthy development. This detailed, science-based approach ensures pigs reach market weight consistently, meeting high standards for domestic consumption and export. In Australia, the harvesting process is meticulously organized to guarantee both superior meat quality and animal welfare. Once pigs reach the ideal market weight, they are transported in specially equipped trucks designed to minimize stress by maintaining optimal temperatures and featuring non-slip flooring to ensure safe and comfortable movement. Upon arrival at the processing facilities, pigs are allowed to rest in lairage pens. This resting period helps reduce stress hormone levels, which can otherwise negatively affect the texture and flavor of the meat. Strict adherence to Australian animal welfare laws ensures that trained personnel handle the animals with respect and care at every stage. Stunning, often done using CO2 chambers or electrical methods, is quick and painless, rendering animals unconscious before further processing. The actual slaughter is performed swiftly and humanely to minimize suffering and maintain meat quality. After the animals are slaughtered, carcasses are immediately cleaned, inspected, and chilled in temperature-controlled rooms. Hygiene standards are rigorously followed to guarantee safety and product excellence. By integrating humane slaughter methods with cutting-edge processing technology, Australia consistently delivers pork that meets global welfare standards and premium market demands, solidifying its reputation for ethical and high-quality meat production. Once the pork reaches the processing floor, the transformation into high-value products begins. Large-scale facilities in Australia operate with precision timing, from cutting to packaging, to maximize both efficiency and freshness. Bacon production starts with carefully selected pork bellies. These cuts are cured with a blend of salt, sugar, and natural seasonings, sometimes enhanced with liquid smoke for depth of flavor. Automated injectors ensure even distribution of the cure, while temperature-controlled tumblers speed up absorption without compromising texture. The cured bellies are then smoked in specialized chambers, where controlled wood smoke infuses each strip with its signature aroma. Timing and temperature are closely monitored by digital sensors, guaranteeing consistency across thousands of pounds of product. Beyond bacon, pork is turned into sausages, ham, ready-to-eat meals, and gourmet cuts tailored for both domestic supermarkets and international export markets. Vacuum sealing and modified atmosphere packaging extends shelf life while preserving flavor. By turning raw pork into premium, value-added products, Australian processors capture higher profit margins, diversify revenue streams, and strengthen the country's competitive edge in the global pork industry. Which pork product do you prefer the most? Fresh meat, smoked bacon, or sausages? Do you know any technologies that help preserve the delicious flavor of smoked bacon? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Australia's pig industry is a powerful economic engine, generating billions each year through a mix of fresh pork, processed meats, smoked bacon, and ready-to-eat products. Domestic demand remains strong, with pork consumption steadily rising, while exports to Asia and the Pacific deliver premium returns. High-value processed products, from artisanal bacon to seasoned roasts and cured hams, offer better margins and brand differentiation. By integrating farming, processing, and distribution, producers maintain quality control and secure a competitive edge against imports. The future market outlook is shaped by growing interest in ethically produced, sustainably sourced meat. Expanding export contracts, developing premium product lines, and investing in automation and food safety technology will be key drivers. With its reputation for quality, efficiency, and innovation, Australia is well-positioned to remain a leader in the global pork industry, delivering both economic growth and long-term market stability. Ethics shape every stage of Australia's pig farming industry. As consumers demand transparency and humane treatment, producers invest in practices that put animal welfare first. From birth, pigs are housed in clean, well-ventilated spaces with room to move. Many farms are shifting from traditional farrowing crates to group housing or free-range systems, allowing pigs to express natural behaviors. Handling is designed to reduce stress, quiet herding, avoiding sudden movements, and ensuring comfort during transport. Independent audits help guarantee compliance with national welfare laws. Ethical responsibility also extends to workers, with fair labor practices and safe conditions forming part of the industry's social license to operate. By committing to transparency and welfare, Australia's pig industry earns consumer trust and strengthens its global reputation for quality and responsibility. In your opinion, what should the pig farming industry do to raise ethical standards? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you find this information useful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay tuned with AgriWorks USA. Environmental stewardship is a growing priority in Australia's pig farming sector. Modern operations aim to reduce waste, conserve resources, and lower greenhouse gas emissions. Manure is no longer just waste. It's repurposed into organic fertilizer or processed in biogas systems to generate renewable energy for farms and nearby communities. This cuts methane emissions while creating additional income streams. Water efficiency is another focus. Recycled water systems and precision drinking stations help minimize waste, while runoff management prevents contamination of local waterways. Feed production is sourced with sustainability in mind, using grains grown with minimal chemical inputs and transportation distances to cut the industry's carbon footprint. By integrating these environmental strategies, Australia's pig industry not only reduces its ecological impact, but also builds a future where profitability and planet health go hand in hand. From open pastures to high-tech processing lines, Australia's pig industry shows how care, innovation, and market strategy can turn livestock into a billion-dollar success. Each slice of pork, from bacon to roasts, reflects the dedication of farmers and workers powering both local communities and global trade. What do you think is the biggest factor behind Australia's success in the global pork market? Technology, animal care, or marketing? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey, like this video, subscribe to AgriWorks USA and turn on the notification bell to join us for more stories from the world of modern agriculture. Did you know how many pigs are slaughtered every minute in the US? The answer might shock you. Over 250 pigs every single minute, all part of a machine-like system designed to keep up with the world's hunger for pork. Welcome back to AgriWorks USA, the channel where we reveal the real stories behind modern food production. In today's video, we'll explore the full journey of American pork, from AI-controlled farms and automated feeding systems to high-speed slaughterhouses and enclosed sausage factories. This isn't traditional farming. It's a multi-billion-dollar operation built for scale, speed, and precision. But with such optimization come serious questions. What are the costs to the environment? How are animals treated? And how sustainable is this model in the long run? If you're curious about how the food on your plate really gets there, this is a story you don't want to miss. Don't forget to like and subscribe to AgriWorks USA and hit the bell so you never miss our deep dives into the world of modern agriculture. In industrial pig farming, reproduction is designed for precision, but caring for the sow and her piglets is just as critical as genetic selection. Elite breeding stock is chosen using data-driven metrics like fertility, growth rates, and disease resistance. Most large-scale farms use artificial insemination to improve gene control and reduce stress. Semen from top-performing boars is stored in climate-controlled facilities and delivered to farms, where technicians monitor hormonal cycles to inseminate sows at the ideal time. Once pregnant, sows are moved into gestation pens equipped with automated feeding, ventilation, and health tracking systems. These pens are designed to keep the animals comfortable and minimize risk during pregnancy. After about 115 days, sows are transferred to farrowing pens, carefully engineered spaces with heat lamps to protect piglets from cold and anti-crush bars to prevent accidental injury. Sanitation is strictly maintained to protect vulnerable newborns from disease. Piglets remain with the sow for a few weeks, nursing and building immunity before being weaned and moved into nursery units. In this system, early care is everything, because strong piglets start with healthy, well-managed mothers. Once piglets are weaned, they enter the next stage of growth inside climate-controlled, purpose-built barns. These aren't traditional farms. They're engineered ecosystems designed to maximize health, growth, and consistency. U.S. pig farms are divided into functional zones: nursery units for newly weaned pigs, grower-finisher barns for weight gain, and strictly separated biosecure areas to reduce the spread of disease. Automated ventilation systems monitor and adjust temperature, humidity, and airflow in real time, helping pigs avoid heat stress, cold shock, or respiratory illness, all major threats to their well-being and productivity. Sanitation is equally advanced. Slatted floors allow waste to drain efficiently, while some systems automatically flush manure or divert it to biogas facilities. This reduces ammonia buildup, cuts down on disease risk, and improves overall air quality for both animals and workers. The design also considers animal welfare. Non-slip flooring prevents injury, zoned lighting supports natural rhythms, and enrichment tools like chew ropes or straw promote natural rooting behavior, helping to reduce boredom and stress. In this high-tech environment, cleanliness, comfort, and control are all part of the formula for success. Do you think these conditions improve pig health? Or have we gone too far with industrialization? Comment below and subscribe to AgriWorks USA for more stories like this. In today's pig farms, feeding and healthcare are no longer manual. They're handled by smart systems designed to optimize every stage of growth. Pigs are grouped by age and size, and automated feeders deliver precise rations tailored to each group's nutritional needs. Diets are developed by nutritionists to balance protein, fiber, energy, and minerals, promoting fast, healthy development. Some farms use RFID tags to monitor individual intake and growth. If a pig lags behind, the system flags it for early attention, helping prevent disease from spreading. Water is delivered through nipple-style dispensers, keeping pens dry and reducing bacterial risks. Waste is managed through flush or slatted floor systems, maintaining high hygiene standards. Healthcare is automated too. Vaccines, probiotics, and supplements are administered on a schedule, reducing reliance on antibiotics. Data from each pig is stored digitally, allowing for real-time analysis and informed decisions. It's precision farming in action, maximizing health, minimizing risk, and streamlining care for thousands of animals at once. When pigs reach market weight, typically 110 to 120 kilograms, they're sent to USDA-certified slaughterhouses, where speed, hygiene, and animal welfare take center stage. The process starts with low-stress transport and unloading. Facilities are built with non-slip floors, quiet corridors, and curved pathways to reduce fear. Approved stunning methods like carbon dioxide or electric shock render pigs unconscious before slaughter, ensuring a humane process. Once stunned, pigs move through a fast automated processing line. Machines handle bleeding, scalding, dehairing, and flame singeing to sterilize the carcass. Robotic systems then make precise cuts to remove organs and separate parts. Every portion is used. Premium cuts like loin and shoulder go to retailers, while bones and fat are routed for rendering or sausage production. Sensors and inspection teams check for quality, ensuring only safe meat advances. Sanitation is rigorous. Workers wear sterile uniforms, tools are regularly disinfected, and digital systems track every stage for traceability. This isn't traditional slaughter, it's a high-tech, ethical operation focused on efficiency and control. Do you think automated slaughter is more humane than manual methods? Share your opinion in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Once premium cuts like shoulder, loin, and ham are selected, they enter fully automated processing lines, not only for sausage, but for a wide range of pork products that serve domestic and international markets. In one stream, meat is ground, mixed with spices, and stuffed into natural or collagen casings to produce sausages. These are then cooked by steaming, boiling, or smoking in temperature-controlled chambers before being rapidly chilled and vacuum sealed. But sausage is just the beginning. Other cuts are used for bacon, ham, pulled pork, ribs, pork chops, deli slices, and marinated portions ready for grilling or roasting. Some are packaged raw, others fully cooked or pre-seasoned for convenience. Products are tailored to meet regional preferences, from sweet glazed pork in the US to spicy barbecue cuts for export. All items move into a cold chain logistics system managed by major producers like Tyson, Hormel, and Smithfield. These vertically integrated companies track every step, from farm to shelf, using QR codes and real-time logistics software. Whether it's breakfast bacon, BBQ ribs, or stir-fry pork, each product reflects a finely tuned system of science, flavor, and efficiency. Industrial pig farming is efficient, but not without serious challenges in sustainability and economic stability. Large farms emit methane and ammonia, and untreated waste can pollute soil, air, and water. Manure runoff remains a major environmental issue. Antibiotic resistance is also a concern. Although usage has declined, past overuse still poses long-term risks to animal and human health. Economically, the industry is vulnerable to shocks. Feed price surges, disease outbreaks, or trade bans can destabilize supply chains. While big corporations may adapt, small farms often struggle. As pork demand grows, the focus must shift toward responsible production. Promising solutions include biogas systems, cleaner energy use, and tighter biosecurity. Can the pork industry balance high output with long-term sustainability? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more content from AgroWorks USA, where we uncover the real story behind your food. Industrial pig farming raises growing concerns about animal welfare and systems built for speed and efficiency. Though many U.S. farms follow humane protocol, like CO2 stunning and enriched housing, critics highlight ongoing issues: limited space, early weaning, and the lack of natural behaviors. Clean facilities alone don't always equate to ethical conditions. Some producers are improving standards by adding environmental enrichment, phasing out gestation crates, and using AI systems to detect stress or illness early. These upgrades aim to improve welfare without sacrificing productivity. Still, the ethical question persists. Can high-volume farming truly be humane? As consumers become more conscious of sourcing, welfare is now a market expectation, not just a moral debate. The industry is being pushed to prove that efficiency and compassion can coexist, or risk losing trust in an increasingly aware world. From breeding to packaging, the U.S. pork industry is a high-speed, high-tech system built for scale, but it also brings big questions. As demand keeps rising, the challenge isn't just to produce more pork, but to do it ethically, sustainably, and transparently. Can industrial farming truly balance efficiency with compassion and care? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a video from AgroWorks USA, the channel where we reveal how modern food is really made. Thanks for watching, and for being curious about where your food really comes from. Have you ever wondered how millions of pigs are raised and processed each day, not on small farms, but in high-speed, high-tech systems? Welcome back to AgroWorks USA, the channel where we uncover how the food we eat is really made. Modern pig farming is a finely tuned machine. From birth, piglets are kept in climate-controlled pens, fed exact rations through automated systems, and monitored for disease. Every detail is optimized for fast, healthy growth. Once pigs reach market weight, the process shifts into overdrive. In industrial slaughterhouses, machines handle everything from stunning and cleaning to butchering and packaging, all within minutes and under strict hygiene standards. Why so much automation? Because demand is massive. Some countries consume tens of thousands of pigs daily. Meeting that scale requires precision, consistency, and efficiency. In this episode, we'll follow that journey from smart farms to sterile factories and explore what it takes to keep this billion-dollar industry running. If you've ever looked at pork on your plate and asked, how did it get here? This is the story behind it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay with AgroWorks USA for more deep dives into the real world of farming and food. Stay with us. Every single day, the world consumes over 6 million pigs, a staggering figure that highlights pork's central role in the global food chain. In countries like China, the US, Germany, and Brazil, pork isn't just a dietary staple, it's cultural, economic, and political. In fact, in some nations, daily pig consumption surpasses 30,000 head per day, with demand spiking during festivals, holidays, or economic instability. This massive appetite exerts enormous pressure on the pork supply chain, from breeders and feed producers to slaughterhouses, logistics firms, and retailers. To meet such demand consistently, the industry has evolved into a tightly coordinated ecosystem. Breeding cycles are optimized using genetic data. Feed is engineered for rapid weight gain. Transportation is timed down to the hour. And processing plants operate around the clock, often handling hundreds of pigs per hour using automated lines. One missed link, like a disease outbreak, export ban, or feed shortage, can send shockwaves through the entire system. We saw this during the African swine fever crisis, when pork prices doubled in parts of Asia and Europe due to supply disruptions. In response, producers turned to stockpiling, vertical integration, and regional diversification, all strategies meant to protect against volatility while keeping shelves full and prices stable. Modern pork supply chains are no longer local, they are global pipelines. A pig raised in the Midwest might be processed in a plant serving multiple states, or even shipped overseas. Cold storage, logistics hubs, and real-time data tracking have become just as important as animal care and nutrition. But with such scale comes fragility. Rising fuel costs, labor shortages, or trade restrictions can threaten delivery timelines. Consumers may not see the complexity behind each package of pork, but for those in the industry, every link must hold, because the world isn't slowing down its appetite anytime soon. As global populations grow and eating habits shift, the question isn't just how to produce more pork, it's how to do it faster, cheaper, safer, and more sustainably. Behind every pork product on the supermarket shelf is a highly orchestrated breeding system, the foundation of modern pig farming. While slaughter and processing often get the spotlight, the breeding stage quietly drives the efficiency, consistency, and scale that global demand requires. Breeding begins with genetic selection. Farmers don't simply breed any two pigs, they select top-performing animals based on traits like fertility, feed conversion, disease resistance, and meat quality. These selections are guided by genetic data and in many commercial operations tracked through national databases and specialized software. Most large-scale farms rely on artificial insemination AI, which offers better gene control and reduces the risks of physical mating. Semen from genetically superior boars is collected and stored in optimal conditions before being shipped to farms across the region. Their trained technicians monitor the reproductive cycles of sows using temperature sensors and hormonal indicators to time insemination precisely. Once pregnant sows are moved to gestation units where their health is carefully managed. Automated feeders, climate control systems, and health monitoring tools ensure that each sow receives proper nutrition and care throughout her pregnancy. After 3.5 months, she is transferred to a farrowing pen where she gives birth to around 10 to 14 piglets. These farrowing pens are designed for both comfort and safety, equipped with heat lamps for the piglets and anti-crush bars to protect them from injury. In just a few weeks, the piglets are weaned and transitioned to nursery units, ready to begin the next phase of their growth. The goal isn't just to produce more pigs, it's to produce better pigs, healthier, faster growing, and more efficient animals. In a world where pork demand continues to rise, precision breeding ensures the supply chain remains strong, sustainable, and responsive to shifting consumer expectations. Before we dive into the next section, hit the like button if you think modern breeding methods have clear advantages over traditional ones, or share in the comments any other breeding techniques. I'd love to hear from you. Once piglets are weaned and moved into nursery and finishing units, they enter a new phase of growth, one that's increasingly shaped by high-tech systems designed to optimize every aspect of their development. In modern farms, traditional husbandry is replaced by a data-driven, technology-enhanced process aimed at maximizing productivity, health, and efficiency. Each facility is equipped with automated climate control systems, ensuring optimal temperature, humidity, and airflow. Sensors monitor environmental conditions in real-time, adjusting ventilation and heating to reduce stress and prevent respiratory diseases, one of the biggest threats to pig health. This creates a stable environment where pigs can thrive year-round, regardless of external weather conditions. Feeding systems are fully automated and personalized. Pigs are grouped by size and growth stage, and computer-controlled dispensers deliver precise portions of feed based on age, weight, and nutritional needs. Some advanced farms use RFID tags or ear implants to track each animal's intake and growth rate individually, allowing farmers to intervene early if a pig is underperforming or showing signs of illness. Water, too, is carefully regulated. Clean drinking systems with nipple-style dispensers ensure pigs stay hydrated while keeping pens dry, minimizing waste, reducing odors, and improving hygiene. Cameras and motion sensors continuously monitor animal behavior, flagging abnormalities that may indicate disease or discomfort. Pen design is also advanced. Many barns now feature slatted floors for drainage, sunning areas to promote immunity, and anti-slip surfaces to reduce injury. Smart pen doors limit cross-traffic between groups, improving biosecurity. In higher welfare systems, pigs are given environmental enrichments such as chew ropes, hanging balls, or straw dispensers, which encourage natural behaviors like rooting and playing. Health management is a top priority. Probiotics, vaccination schedules, and nutritional supplements are administered automatically or on a time basis, reducing the need for antibiotics while strengthening immunity. Veterinary records and growth data are stored digitally and analyzed to improve long-term performance. In short, high-tech pig farming isn't just about speeding up growth. It's about creating ideal, consistent conditions where each animal can reach its full potential while minimizing costs, risks, and environmental impact. It's a quiet revolution in the barn, one algorithm at a time. Once pigs reach their ideal weight, the slaughter and processing phase begins, now carried out in highly automated facilities designed to prioritize hygiene, speed, and humane practices. These plants equipped with modern machinery can process hundreds of animals per hour while ensuring minimal stress and maximum efficiency. The process starts with carefully managed stunning, typically using carbon dioxide or electric shock methods approved for animal welfare. This ensures pigs are unconscious before slaughter, reducing pain and fear, a key aspect of ethical treatment. Facilities are also designed with quiet corridors and non-slip floors to keep animals calm before processing. Once unconscious, pigs are transferred to the processing line, where machines perform scalding and dehairing. Scalding softens the skin and hair, which are then removed by mechanical rollers. Flame singeing follows, sterilizing the carcass and removing any residual impurities, a critical step in food safety. Technicians or robotic arms then make precise incisions to remove organs, taking care not to contaminate edible cuts. Internal inspection systems monitor quality, ensuring only healthy meat passes through to the next stage. Each part of the pig is categorized from prime cuts like loin and shoulder to bones and fat for further processing. Automation continues through chilling, sorting, and vacuum packaging. Temperature-controlled rooms and conveyor systems minimize contamination, while barcode tagging allows full traceability of every cut from farm to shelf. In parallel, some of the meat is redirected to sausage lines, where it is ground, seasoned, and packed under airtight conditions. This stage is entirely enclosed, ensuring maximum cleanliness and preserving flavor. Across the entire process, strict hygiene protocols are enforced. Workers wear sterilized uniforms, equipment is regularly disinfected, and all operations are tracked digitally. By combining animal welfare standards with cutting-edge automation, the industry now delivers pork that is not only safe and high quality, but also produced under conditions that reflect growing concerns about ethics, cleanliness, and efficiency in modern food production. Do you believe that automated slaughtering systems are a more humane step forward? Type yes in the comments if you agree, or feel free to share your own thoughts. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss more behind-the-scenes stories from the world of agriculture, only here on AgriWorks USA. Once premium pork cuts are selected, a portion is diverted to specialized sausage production lines, where the process is entirely automated, enclosed, and hygienically controlled from start to finish. These modern facilities reflect how far meat processing has evolved, no longer small batch or manual, but a high-speed, high-volume system designed for both food safety and flavor consistency. It begins with meat grinding, where selected pork, typically lean shoulder or thigh, is fed into industrial mincers. Here it's ground into fine particles, optimizing texture. The ground meat then moves to automated mixers, where it is blended with salt, sugar, spices, and natural binders. Ingredients are carefully calibrated to ensure uniform taste, moisture, and shelf life. In some cases, flavor profiles are adjusted for regional preferences, from smoky and garlicky to mildly sweet or peppery. Once the mix reaches the desired consistency, it is transferred to the filling machines. These high-speed devices stuff the mixture into natural or collagen casings with precise pressure and weight controls. Each sausage is then linked, portioned, and conveyed to the cooking or smoking chambers, where controlled heat and time settings ensure food safety and enhanced aroma. After cooking, the sausages are rapidly chilled in cold air tunnels to lock in flavor and prevent bacterial growth. From here, they enter the packaging zone, a fully enclosed space where robotic arms seal sausages in vacuum or modified atmosphere packaging map. Labels are printed and applied automatically, including batch numbers, expiration dates, and nutritional info, allowing full traceability. Throughout the entire process, food safety is paramount. Metal detectors, infrared scanners, and microbial sampling points are placed at key checkpoints to prevent contamination. Workers enter sanitized zones through air showers and wear full protective gear. In the end, what reaches supermarkets is not just a sausage, it's a precisely engineered food product born of technology, quality control, and culinary science. Thanks to these closed-loop systems, today's sausages are cleaner, safer, and more consistently flavorful than ever before, ready to meet the demands of a protein-hungry world. Pork is one of the most widely consumed meats, making its supply chain one of the most tightly managed. But with so much demand, even small disruptions can cause big ripple effects. Prices swing with holidays, trade bans, or economic shifts. Too much pork, prices crash. Too little, costs spike. The system is also vulnerable to shocks, rising feed costs, fuel shortages, or disease outbreaks like swine fever. Large producers rely on forecasting and integration to stay stable. Smaller farms, however, face higher risks and fewer safety nets. Ultimately, pork prices aren't just about meat, they reflect climate shifts, global trade, and economic pressure. And as consumption rises, building a supply chain that's both efficient and fair becomes more urgent. How do you think pork prices shape the bigger picture? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe to AgroWorks USA. As global demand for pork rises, so does the environmental cost of large-scale pig farming. Massive facilities generate huge amounts of manure and greenhouse gases, especially methane, a major driver of climate change. When waste isn't properly managed, it can pollute soil, water, and air. Runoff from farms contaminates nearby rivers and ecosystems, while poor ventilation worsens air quality for both animals and workers. Antibiotic use is another concern. To prevent disease and speed up growth, many farms rely heavily on antibiotics. But this overuse fuels antibiotic resistance, a growing global health threat. In response, some producers are adopting more sustainable practices. Manure is now being converted into biogas. AI helps optimize ventilation and feeding, reducing emissions. And improved hygiene standards and vaccination reduce the need for antibiotics. In today's world, sustainability isn't optional, it's essential. Without better waste management and smarter systems, the future of pork production risks harming the very environment it depends on. From warm nurseries to vacuum-packed shelves, modern pork production is a marvel of scale and precision. Each stage, breeding, feeding, processing, is fine-tuned to deliver billions of servings efficiently and safely across the globe. But this streamlined system comes with hidden costs. Industrial pig farming produces massive waste, contributes to greenhouse gas emissions, and raises ethical concerns, especially around animal welfare and antibiotic overuse. These trade-offs are often invisible to the average consumer. Change is happening, though slowly. Some producers are investing in cleaner systems, converting manure into biogas using AI to improve animal care, and cutting down on routine antibiotics. These efforts offer hope, but remain far from the norm. So what do we value more, convenience or conscience? Is this the pinnacle of food innovation or a fragile system pushed to its limits? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments, and if this story gave you something to think about, please like the video, subscribe to AgroWorks USA, and hit the bell icon for more behind-the-scenes stories from the world of farming. Thanks for watching and for caring about how things are made. Just a few paper-thin slices, silky, buttery, and melting on the tongue, can cost over $1,400 a leg. Hailed by food connoisseurs in Tokyo, New York, and Madrid, this isn't Wagyu beef. It's jamón ibérico, Spain's ultimate culinary luxury. But what makes it so valuable? Welcome to AgroWorks USA, the channel where we reveal the hidden craft behind the world's finest foods. In today's episode, we dive into the remarkable story of Iberian ham, a delicacy rooted in ancient traditions and raised in one of Europe's most unique ecosystems. From the free-roaming pigs of the Dehesa forest to the slow natural curing process using nothing but sea salt and mountain air, every step reflects care, heritage, and precision. It's a tale of flavor, but also of breeding, sustainability, and high-end markets. What does it take to create a product this rare and refined? Stay with us as we explore how craftsmanship, nature, and time come together to produce one of the world's most prized meats. Don't forget to like and subscribe to AgriWorks USA for more stories from the heart of agriculture and gourmet traditions. The secret behind jamón ibérico's legendary flavor begins with the pig itself, the Iberian black pig, a native breed of the Iberian Peninsula. Unlike conventional commercial pigs, these animals have unique genetic traits that allow them to store fat within their muscle fibers, creating the marbled, melt-in-your-mouth texture that defines true jamón ibérico. But genetics are only part of the story. These pigs are raised in the Dehesa, a traditional agroforestry system found in southwestern Spain and parts of Portugal. This open landscape, dotted with ancient oak and cork trees, is both a natural habitat and a carefully managed ecosystem. Here, pigs roam freely for hours each day, covering up to 10 kilometers in search of fallen acorns, wild herbs, and grasses. This acorn-rich diet, especially during the final fattening phase known as the montonera, gives the meat its signature nutty flavor and high oleic acid content, similar to olive oil. The Dehesa is more than a pasture. It's a living system where animal welfare, biodiversity, and tradition intersect. It's this harmony between land, breed, and diet that sets the foundation for one of the world's most luxurious meats. Raising Iberian pigs for premium jamón ibérico is a meticulous process that blends traditional methods with selective modern practices. The farming model begins with purebred breeding stock, carefully maintained to preserve genetic purity. Sows are usually selected around 10 months of age, and artificial insemination is often used to ensure controlled lineage and high-quality offspring. Newborn piglets spend their first weeks in temperature-controlled nursery pens, receiving high-protein, high-energy feed to support early growth. After weaning, they are moved to group pens and gradually transition to a natural diet, including barley, wheat, and legumes. Hygiene and health management are prioritized. Pens are cleaned regularly, water is filtered, and pigs are vaccinated to prevent disease outbreaks. Once they reach about 55 kilograms, pigs enter the semi-wild phase, where they roam freely in the Dehesa. This extended exercise period improves muscle tone and reduces stress, key for meat quality. During the montonera, when acorns fall in abundance, pigs consume up to 8 kilos of acorns daily along with natural forage. This hybrid model, structured breeding, attentive early care, and free-range finishing, ensures both high animal welfare and the exceptional quality needed for world-class jamón ibérico. What do you think makes ibérico pig farming so different from conventional methods? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay connected with AgriWorks USA. At the heart of jamón ibérico's premium status lies a meticulous breeding system designed to preserve the Iberian pig's rare genetic lineage. Only animals with certified purebred ancestry are selected, and farms often maintain their own closed breeding programs to ensure genetic integrity over generations. Sows are typically chosen for reproduction at around 10 months old, based on health, bone structure, and temperament. The mating process is carefully managed. Artificial insemination is widely practiced to improve fertility rates and ensure precise lineage tracking. Once pregnant, sows enter a 114-day gestation period, during which they are kept in climate-controlled, well-ventilated pens with access to high-energy, nutrient-rich feed to support fetal growth. Roughly a week before birth, expectant sows are transferred to individual birthing stalls designed for hygiene and piglet safety. After birth, piglets are allowed to nurse for about 10 days before weaning and are then moved to collective nursery enclosures to begin early socialization and feeding habits. Only a select few from each litter, those displaying optimal traits, are retained for future breeding. This highly selective reproductive system forms the backbone of quality assurance, maintaining the unique characteristics that define true Iberian pork. The processing of jamón ibérico begins with a carefully regulated slaughter process, typically conducted when pigs reach 16 to 18 months of age and a weight of over 100 kilograms. To ensure both meat quality and animal welfare, pigs are transported short distances and stunned using humane methods before being bled. This helps minimize stress and preserve muscle integrity. The ham's certified, stamped, and prepared for slicing, ready to become one of the world's most prized delicacies. Compromising quality. I'd love to hear your perspective. Drop it in the comments below. After the initial salting and resting phases, jamón ibérico hams undergo a long and delicate natural drying and maturation process known as curado. The hams are hung in traditional drying rooms, secaderos naturales, where temperature and humidity are controlled not by machines, but by open-air ventilation and seasonal climate. This method harnesses the cool, dry mountain breeze to slowly reduce moisture and enhance flavor complexity. The aging process typically lasts 12 to 36 months, depending on the desired quality. Master artisans regularly inspect each ham by inserting a fine probe to evaluate aroma, a crucial sign of readiness. During this time, the intramuscular fat, rich in oleic acid, melts slowly into the meat, creating the signature buttery texture and nutty depth of true jamón ibérico. Once matured, hams are certified and labeled, then either shipped whole or expertly sliced by hand. Thin slices are vacuum-packed to preserve freshness, while some producers offer pre-sliced trays or luxury gift boxes for gourmet markets. Every stage, from air drying to packaging, emphasizes artisanal skill and quality assurance, ensuring that each slice delivers the full sensory experience that defines this iconic Spanish delicacy. Jamón ibérico production is closely tied to the Dehesa ecosystem, a biodiverse landscape of oak forests and pastures that supports carbon capture, soil health, and sustainable land use. Unlike intensive farming, this traditional model avoids concentrated waste and synthetic feed, offering a lower environmental impact. From an animal welfare standpoint, Iberian pigs enjoy rare privileges in commercial farming. They roam freely during the Montanera season, foraging for acorns and exercising daily. This natural lifestyle reduces stress, improves meat quality, and aligns with growing concerns over ethical animal treatment. Still, sustainability depends on careful land and herd management. Overgrazing or poor reforestation can degrade the Dehesa's long-term viability. That's why many producers follow grazing limits and ecological guidelines to maintain the balance. Overall, jamón ibérico stands out not just for its flavor, but for representing a premium product that respects both nature and animal well-being, a rare achievement in today's meat industry. Do you think Iberico pig farming should be considered a model for ethical animal husbandry? Comment yes if you agree, or share your thoughts with us down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay in the loop with AgroWorks USA. Jamón ibérico isn't just food, it's a multi-sensory experience steeped in heritage. Sliced so thin it's almost translucent, each piece delivers a buttery texture and a symphony of savory, nutty, and earthy notes. These complex flavors are the result of acorn-rich diets, slow aging, and centuries-old Spanish techniques. In Spain, it's more than a national dish. It's a cultural emblem. Globally, it has earned its place on elite menus in Tokyo, Paris, and New York, where connoisseurs savor it as a symbol of refined taste. The most prized version, jamón ibérico de Bellota, made from free-range pigs roaming oak forests, can command prices of over $1,400 per leg. Beyond flavor, consumers are drawn to its authenticity, traceable origins, artisanal craftsmanship, and ethical rearing. These values align with today's growing appreciation for transparency and quality in food. In a world where luxury often means story and substance, Jamón Ibérico delivers both, offering not just a taste, but a tradition to be celebrated. From acorn forests to curing chambers high in the Spanish mountains, every step in the journey of Jamón Ibérico reflects a deep respect for tradition, nature, and flavor. It's not just meat, it's heritage, patience, and artisanal mastery, thinly sliced for the world's most refined palates. But what do you think? Is the rich taste and legacy behind this ham worth the hefty price tag? Would you consider trying it if given the chance? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look into one of the world's most luxurious meats, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to AgroWorks USA, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss our next culinary.
Welcome back to AgroWorks USA, where the world's most surprising farm stories come to life. And today I bring you something you probably never expected. A creature once feared hunted and avoided at all costs is now being farmed. Wild boars, muscle-bound beasts with dagger-like tusks and tempers as unpredictable as the weather, have long ruled the forests. Weighing over 300 pounds with armor-like fur and the ability to charge at 40 km/h, these animals were once considered untrainable, untamable, and downright dangerous. But what if you could raise them, control them, turn them from a nightmare into nourishment? In China, that's exactly what's happening. This isn't just some rural experiment, it's a full-scale booming agricultural movement. Wild boars, once symbols of untamed wilderness, are now bred by the millions. Their lean, dark meat becomes the centerpiece of high-end cuisine. Rich in protein, low in fat, and packed with gamey flavor, wild boar has earned a place on luxury menus and in health-conscious kitchens alike. This isn't just about producing food. It's about transforming a predator of crops into a product of innovation, about bridging the gap between wilderness and human need. So how did this transformation happen? What challenges do farmers face? And what does wild boar farming mean for the future of sustainable agriculture? In today's journey, we're going deep into the extraordinary journey from forest to farm, and the wild animal at the center of it all. So grab a seat, stay curious, and let's dive right in. For centuries, wild boars were legends of the forest, feared, respected, and left alone. They weren't just animals. They were symbols of the untamable, strong, swift, and dangerously unpredictable. Armed with dagger-like tusks and a charging speed of 40 kilometers per hour, these 300-pound beasts roamed freely, impossible to herd, impossible to train, and for most farmers, impossible to imagine on a farm. Hunters dreaded them. Farmers ignored them. The idea of raising wild boars, let alone turning them into a sustainable food source, was once unthinkable, but then everything changed. In the 2010s, China's growing middle class began demanding better protein meat that was clean, safe, and full of flavor. Traditional pork, long the staple of every meal, was losing its shine. Concerns about antibiotics, growth hormones, and bland, industrialized pork pushed consumers to look for something more natural, more real. And so, someone turned their gaze toward the wild. Instead of seeing wild boars as pests or threats, a handful of bold farmers and scientists saw potential. What if these animals, built by nature to be tough, resilient, and self-sufficient, were actually the future of ethical farming? It was a radical idea, but one that took root faster than anyone expected. Within just a few years, wild boar farming evolved from niche curiosity into one of the most exciting new sectors in Chinese agriculture. From the misty mountains of Yunnan to the rolling plains of Henan and Sichuan, farms began to adopt this new model. But forget about concrete barns and sterile pens. These are semi-wild enclosures where boars live in large open spaces that replicate their natural habitat. They roam, forage, and interact just like they would in the wild, only with a bit of structure. And behind this structure is a blend of ancient wisdom and modern science, natural breeding instead of artificial insemination. Closed-loop feed systems using bran and local crops, smart fencing that keeps animals safe without restraining their movement, and most importantly, minimal use of antibiotics or chemicals, making the meat cleaner and safer. Today, many farms house thousands of wild boars, producing hundreds of thousands of tons of lean, dark, gamey meat, each year meat that now graces upscale restaurant menus and health-conscious kitchens alike. What was once a feral menace has become a refined delicacy. And in doing so, China has rewritten the narrative, from predator of crops to pillar of sustainability, from forest fugitive to future food. Before we dive into the next part, hit the like button. If you think this wild boar farming model in China is amazing, or comment the number 1 if you'd love to visit one of these farms someday. So how do you raise a wild animal, one that was built for survival, not submission? The process starts earlier than you might think. In the first few weeks of life, wild boar piglets stay close to their mothers. For 15 to 20 days, they nurse to absorb the rich, antibody-filled milk that jumpstarts their immune systems. But unlike traditional piglets, they don't have the luxury of slow transition. Just days after birth, they begin nibbling on solid food, a carefully crafted blend of bran-crushed corn and mineral-rich supplements. This diet is divided into 5 small meals a day, not just for nutrition, but to train their still fragile digestive systems. Farmers must monitor everything: temperature, humidity, feed, consistency. Any sudden change can trigger stress or illness, and in a wild boar, stress often leads to aggression. Cleanliness is paramount, warmth is essential, and perhaps most importantly, early socialization helps these piglets form bonds not only with each other, but with their environment. Because soon that environment is about to change. Once weaned, the young boars are moved to semi-wild enclosures, and these aren't ordinary pens. These are purpose-built ecosystems designed to simulate the forest floor loose soil for rooting logs and tree trunks, for rubbing shaded corners for resting, and ample space for sprinting, charging, or simply being wild. Here their transformation truly begins. They start to toughen up. Their muscles thicken. Their reactions sharpen. Instead of relying on antibiotics and synthetic growth boosters, their bodies strengthen the old-fashioned way through movement exposure and adaptation. By 4 to 6 months of age, these animals barely resemble domestic pigs. Their bodies are leaner, more athletic. Their behavior is alert, instinctive, even territorial. But that's exactly the point. Farmers aren't trying to eliminate the wildness. They're learning how to work with it. This style of raising doesn't just produce hardier animals, it produces better meat. The constant activity leads to stronger muscle fibers. The natural diet creates richer flavor. And the lack of heavy medication results in meat that's cleaner, leaner, and closer to nature than anything you'll find on a typical farm. It's not about control. It's about coexistence, guiding nature just enough to make it work for humans without stripping the animal of what makes it remarkable in the first place. Because in this new era of farming, The goal isn't to tame the wild, it's to respect it and raise it on its own terms.
Vursun vursun.
By the time a wild boar hits 7 or 8 months old, everything changes. The piglet that once squealed for bran now stands tall and alert, muscle-bound and unpredictable. Tusks begin to protrude. But the most dramatic shift, it happens inside. Hormones surge, instincts sharpen. What was once a manageable animal becomes something far wilder. Male boars begin testing boundaries literally and figuratively. They clash with one another to establish dominance, challenge fences, and even confront the very humans who raised them. Females, meanwhile, grow fiercely protective of their young. At this stage, raising wild boars becomes far more than livestock care. It enters the realm of wildlife management. Daily routines are restructured for safety and strategy. Feeding times are staggered to reduce tension. Aggressive individuals are isolated. Alpha males, some tipping the scales at 300 pounds, are fed separately to avoid violence. Farmers now suit up in protective gear, bite-proof gloves, boots-padded vests. Even simple tasks like cleaning pens or observing behavior require coordination, planning, and vigilance. Routine health checks. They're now high-stakes missions. Tranquilizers, long poles, and containment pens are standard tools. One wrong move can trigger panic or worse. Transporting these animals is equally complex. You don't guide a wild boar into a truck, you outsmart it. Specialized vehicles are used, often soundproofed and reinforced. The goal: keep the animal calm while minimizing stress and injury. Every second counts during loading. Some farms are now using behavioral conditioning, teaching boars to associate sounds or movements with food or calm environments. This isn't about domesticating them. It's about building mutual understanding, a fragile but valuable connection between farmer and animal. Security on these farms is another science altogether. Fences are double-layered and sometimes electrified. Lookout towers allow full view of the enclosures. In high-tech setups, drones and AI sensors monitor behavior 24/7 to detect warning signs early and prevent escapes. Because when a 300-pound wild animal breaks free, it's not just a financial loss, it's a serious risk to everything around it. These aren't ordinary farms, they're fortresses, ecosystems, hybrid spaces where nature and agriculture collide. And those who run them, they're not just farmers, they're wildlife managers, strategists, and guardians. In the end, raising wild boars isn't about suppressing their wildness. It's about respecting it, working with it, and channeling it into something sustainable. Because here the real achievement isn't just meat, it's mastery. Would you dare raise an animal like this, a 300-pound powerhouse with tusks sharp as steel and instincts straight from the wild? If your answer is yes, go ahead and drop a yes in the comments. And if you've got thoughts, concerns, curiosity, or even just a wild idea, I'd love to hear it. So why go through all the trouble of raising wild boars, creatures that charge, bite, and test every fence you build? Because what they produce isn't just meat, it's value, flavor, prestige. Wild boar meat isn't simply another version of pork. It's a premium product with rising appeal in both domestic and international markets, and for good reason. Nutritionally, it's a powerhouse. Wild boar meat contains more protein and less fat than conventional pork. It's low in cholesterol and saturated fat, making it a favorite among athletes, dieters, and anyone seeking lean protein. It's also rich in iron, zinc, and B vitamins, nutrients essential for energy and immunity. But nutrition is only the first layer. What truly makes wild boar meat stand out is the taste. It's bold, earthy, slightly sweet but undeniably wild. It has that gamey richness you can't fake, the kind that tells you this animal lived differently. It's not mass-raised meat, it's a story on a plate. Every bite reflects the environment it grew up in, the roots. It dug the space it roamed, the challenge it posed. Chefs love that. In upscale restaurants across China, wild boar appears in dishes that range from rustic stews to fusion fine dining. It's often served grilled, braised, or stir-fried with strong herbs and spices that enhance its natural depth of flavor. Specialty butcher shops market it as a gourmet alternative to ordinary cuts. In traditional markets, it carries an aura of strength, vitality, even spiritual value. In Chinese medicine, wild animals like boar are believed to hold strong yang energy, promoting vitality and strength. Some older generations still seek it out for its perceived healing properties. And for many younger consumers, wild boar is simply something new, different, and exciting. The market is responding. Online platforms now sell frozen wild boar with full traceability and QR codes linking to farm information. You can order cuts by type, read preparation guides, and even watch videos from the farm where it came from. Some producers are collaborating with cooking schools, live streamers, and restaurants to promote the art of wild boar cuisine. What once roamed the forest untamed is now packaged, plated, and positioned as a luxury item. This isn't just farming anymore, it's branding. It's about turning primal energy into a premium experience. And the market. The market is hungry for more. But behind the success of wild boar farming lies a bigger question, one that goes beyond meat money or even innovation. What are the ethical implications of domesticating a wild animal that still carries the fire of the forest in its eyes? Are we truly taming it, or simply managing its instincts for our convenience? Supporters of wild boar farming make a strong case. Compared to unregulated hunting, which can wipe out entire populations and upset natural ecosystems, farming offers a safer, more sustainable path. It provides protein without threatening wild populations. It helps reduce illegal poaching. And when done right, it brings balance, not destruction. But done right is the key. These are not animals meant to be caged. And that's why responsible farms across China take a different approach. Instead of steel pens and concrete slabs, wild boars live in open enclosures designed to mimic their natural habitat, complete with soil shade trees and space to roam. They forage, they socialize, they live with less stress, and that translates to stronger animals, healthier meat, and better outcomes all around. Ethically, This model stands apart. It respects the animal's nature rather than suppressing it. It's not about turning wild boars into docile pigs. It's about creating an environment where their natural behaviors can thrive even within a managed system. And then there's the environmental side of the story. Wild boars don't require the same highly processed feed as commercial pigs. They eat roughage roots grains often grown locally. That means less dependence on global soy or corn supply chains. They also need fewer antibiotics and produce lower amounts of concentrated waste, reducing the chemical load on soil and water. All of this contributes to a smaller carbon footprint, a big plus in an era where agriculture must do more with less. But this kind of farming isn't easy. It takes knowledge, vigilance, and above all, responsibility. Land use must be carefully planned to avoid habitat damage. Breeding must be controlled to prevent overpopulation. And most importantly, animal welfare has to come first, not as a slogan, but as a standard. That means regular inspections, strict regulations, and a constant awareness of the line between farming and exploitation. Because at the end of the day, wild boar farming isn't about domination. It's about coexistence, a meeting point between nature and need, tradition and technology. If we get it right, this model could reshape not just how we raise meat, but how we see our relationship with the wild itself. And that's a future worth building. What about you? Do you support the idea of wild boar farming in China? Are the economic and environmental benefits enough to get you interested? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Once feared, now farmed. The story of wild boars in China isn't just about food, it's about innovation, adaptation, and redefining what farming can be. What started as an experiment has become a model, a way of reconnecting with nature without destroying it. Now I want to hear from you. If given the chance, would you try boar meat? Comment too. And what do you think about the wild boar farming model? Could this be a promising direction for sustainable agriculture in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them. If you're as fascinated by the hidden worlds of agriculture, food, and industry as I am, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to AgroWorks USA, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a new exploration with us. Thank you for watching and for being part of this journey. See you in the next adventure, where together we'll uncover more secrets of how the world really works.
In the cold glare of the factory, automated blades slice through carcasses with lightning speed, turning thousands of pigs into ribbons of belly, loin, and ribs measured to the millimeter. Then, with barely a pause, those crimson cuts are swept into colossal steel grinders, tumbling with salt and spices before streaming down conveyor belts to emerge as plump strings of sausages. This is the meeting point of cold precision and mass-market flavor, a closed loop that fuels millions of dinner tables around the world. Welcome to AgroWorks USA, where we reveal the hidden machinery behind the world's most extraordinary foods. Today, we journey inside the industrial pork chain, tracing the path from tightly managed farms through high-tech slaughterhouses to the global sausage industry. It's a story of scale, efficiency, controversy, and the surprising ways technology reshapes what ends up on our plates. If you're fascinated by the secrets of modern agriculture and food production, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to AgroWorks USA, and ring the bell so you never miss what's coming next. The story of pigs begins more than 9,000 years ago, when early farmers in China and Anatolia first domesticated wild boars. From there, pigs traveled with human migrations and trade routes, becoming symbols of abundance in Europe, ritual food in Asia, and a cornerstone of rural economies everywhere. Over centuries, selective breeding transformed them from rugged foragers into today's highly efficient livestock, designed to reach market weight faster and yield more lean meat. That long history has scaled into a staggering global enterprise. Pork is now the most consumed meat on the planet, with annual production surpassing 110 million tons. China alone accounts for nearly half of this volume, sustaining a market that feeds over 1 billion people. The European Union, the United States, and Brazil follow as powerhouses in both production and export, supplying markets that stretch from Tokyo's ramen shops to Mexico's taco stands. In economic terms, the pork industry is valued at more than 300 billion USD, making it not just a source of protein, but one of the most strategic food sectors in the modern world. Industrial pig farming has transformed into an operation of staggering scale. Instead of scattered homesteads, today's mega farms can house over 100,000 pigs at once, arranged in long rows of sealed, climate-controlled barns. From the outside, they resemble aircraft hangars. Inside, every detail is automated. Feed drops through mechanized silos, water lines pulse on schedule, and ventilation fans hum to hold temperature at exactly 23 degrees, creating a uniform environment regardless of season or geography. Technology acts as both overseer and safeguard. RFID tags and cameras track individual pigs, recording weight gain, behavior, and even breathing patterns. AI systems flag anomalies early, preventing disease outbreaks that once wiped out entire herds. Nutrition is calibrated with corn, soy, and protein supplements to accelerate growth while reducing fat. Under this model, a pig reaches 120 kilograms in just 5 to 6 months, shaving months off traditional cycles and ensuring a predictable supply. Waste no longer sits idle in open pits. Most large farms channel it into biogas digesters, converting manure into renewable energy or organic fertilizer. Every step, from feeding to waste management, is engineered to maximize output and minimize loss. What emerges is not only more pork, but a highly standardized supply chain built to compete in the global meat economy. Do you believe that high-tech pig farms with automated feeding and climate control systems truly represent the future of global food security? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to follow AgroWorks USA. Behind the walls of industrial barns, the success of pig farming depends on two invisible forces: feed and genetics. Each pig consumes nearly 900 pounds of feed before reaching market weight, and every kernel is calculated. The diet is dominated by corn and soybeans, dense in energy and protein, blended with wheat, minerals, and amino acids. Automatic